Thank you, Samia. And in the name of God Almighty, it's very difficult to speak now after when we listened to Wael al-Dahduh and what he was subject to, him and his family and all our other colleagues. More than 50 years ago, he was assassinated in Beirut by the Israeli intelligence, the Mossad, when the memorable Palestinian writer, journalist, and a novelist, Ghassan Kanafani, about the homeland, he said, all of this should not have happened. Ever since the human opened his eye in the heart of the cave, the first homeland, billions of years ago, he had a choice of several options. He resorted to stone carving, which was the first step to send a message to tell whoever comes next that I have passed from here and this is my trace on the door. Afterwards, alphabetic writing was invented and started to send flask letters via sea, seeking communication with another human being across the border, as if that human was anticipating letters from other oceans. The person, the human, have in the natural innate to seek cross-border collaboration. Geography constituted the biggest challenge to man, who had no tools to move or to communicate directly. The Quran, the Holy Quran says, and indeed, we created you as nations and tribes so that you know each other. It's also stated in the Bible, in the book of Genesis, that it's not good for Adam to be alone, so create him a supporting counterpart. Perhaps in recent weeks, importance of cross-border collaboration has been establishing itself in our region more than any time ever. In its broadest sense, collaboration has begun to reinforce division by supporting one narrative against the other and presenting a story that contradicts the reality at the expense of the truth. Naturally, the most powerful and wealthiest political, economic, ideological, and media forces attract and protect and arm their supporters with statements that contradict the other narrative that seeks and insists on cross-border collaboration, by which means it wages a comprehensive existential battle to remain in the conscience of history and the present. With a direct approach, today we are experiencing and perhaps each and every one of you Arijians, the investigative journalism community and the fact checkers here in person or via the virtual world has a story to tell about misinformation you were challenging or exposed to, combated, debunked, refuted, or monitored in the flood of fake and misleading information promoted over the past weeks on various platforms and in different language. In a direct comparative, we are experiencing nowadays an unparalleled collapse in the world of values and human rights, which promotes a broader need for the necessity of comprehensive collaboration as opposed to promoting division, but as a need to end disinformation while supporting documented information and accountability, and to expose all methods that target the Arab Palestinians wherever they are. Journalists are not merely political activists and nor soldiers in a trench other than the trench of a living conscience. We stand here together to support each other and be with each other mentally, physically, morally, intellectually, informationally, skillfully, and ethically, because it takes two to tango. And without our cooperation, and collaboration, despite all the huge divisions around us, the right cannot prevail. Hence, I shall not fail to mention our Arisian colleagues in the Gaza Strip, who were unable to join us here in person due to the Israeli aggression and blockade, as well as some of our colleagues in the West Bank who were unable to be present with us in person due to the Israeli restrictions and blockades. We will not fail to mention our colleagues from Sudan who were unable to travel to join us here due to the military operations, similar to our colleagues from Yemen, Lebanon, Syria, and even from Egypt, and dozens of others from the diaspora who do not possess ID documents. In this respect, the official Jordanian efforts that had facilitated the visas of hundreds of journalists for the ARIJ Forum exceptionally must be recognized despite the circumstances the region is witnessing. In light of ARIJ's pivotal role in supporting investigative journalism training and verifying information over a period of 17 years, and because security and safety in the holistic sense of personal, digital, psychological, legal, and professional aspects are an integral part of this support. We have worked under exceptional circumstances to provide urgent and emergency financial support, not from ARIJ's original budget for 2023, for journalists and information and fact checkers in Palestine. This support has exceeded $100,000 from European and US donors. Throughout this support, equipment, means of communication, and humanitarian and life aid were delivered to dozens of the independent journalists in the Gaza Strip. In addition to exceptional support for 3 platforms for fact-checking in Palestine and networking of Arab information auditors with more than 60 fact-checking institutions around the world. All gratitude and thanks to all donors, individuals, institutions, and agencies from all countries who kept an eye on the pulse of suffering and have not spared no effort to help. Here, I must extend a special greeting and gratitude to the board of directors of ARIJ and to my team, the ARIJ team, our dear colleague ARIJ Rima Abu Hassan, the head of the board of directors, and a note of love to my colleague, despite this team, despite the tears and pain, collected themselves and their feelings to work day and night in exceptional circumstances to make it for this forum, and have stood this morning smiling and welcoming you all in our city, Amman, where you have arrived as honored guests. So if you could not,
فلنكتب على جدار الكهف هنا في الأول من ديسمبر عام 2023 أننا هنا من كل الوطن العربي والعالم أجمع نرفع الصوت عالياً لنقول لا لكل هذا الظلم ونطرق على جدران الخزان لأن الصمت والسكون خيانة
of the perpetrators and the right side of history, with principle, confidence, and determination to persevere for independent Arab investigative journalism. We collaborate across the borders in a divided world. Peace be upon them.
أدعو فريقي
I call on my team, ARIJ team, to come please up to the stage to take a photo, group photo, to see who have worked behind the curtains to make this forum happen, the anonymous soldiers.